Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm making this video because it's November and this is the month that is sort of dedicated to raising awareness about mental health issues. And to be honest, each and every one of us suffers from some kind of mental health issue. Whether that takes us to the brink of self-destruction or not is irrelevant. The main thing is that we should all be aware of it and seek help, and also offer help to our friends when they need them. In today's video, I will open up and talk about myself, because that's the only way I believe we can facilitate these discussions and help others overcome their fear of talking about mental health issues, because when they hear that other people are talking about it, it's not a taboo, it's not something to be embarrassed about. I have a decent enough life, a normal kind of a life, where I got some issues and problems that I had to deal with, and I had a difficult relationship with my family. But in spite of all of those things, I never thought I had any kind of mental issues. And when I say mental issues, it doesn't mean being barking mad and should be committed to a lunatic asylum. It's about general issues that we all have, but we don't know. I was in a relationship for 5 years. The first year was great. The second 2 years were okay. And the last 2 years were extremely challenging and stressful. I kept blaming myself for all those issues, and I looked at my life and I thought, well, I've had a number of relationships and they didn't work. I'm the common denominator, so maybe there's something wrong with me. And I decided to go see a therapist, a shrink, to find out what is it that I can do about myself to fix myself. So in future, when I'm in a relationship with someone new, it works. We're all social animals. We want to be happy and be in a steady relationship. Anyhow, after 4 months of therapy, now I feel really great about myself, because the therapist made me realize that I was living my life through the lens of my mother and how she brought me up. The upbringing and the grooming and everything had such a massive impact on my life that I ended up embracing her point of view and living my life according to her. If you speak to most shrinks, they'll tell you that we have a lot of our parents in us. Anyway, what I want to talk about here is mental health issues and the kind of stuff that I'm discovering about myself recently and what I'm trying to do about it. The funny thing was that the shrink asked me after 3 months to describe what love meant to me. And I tried for about half an hour, and without her saying anything, I realized I don't know what love is. I have an idea of what love should be, but I don't really know, because I didn't experience love as a child from my parents. So for me, love was giving presents to someone and, I don't know, just having a good time with them. And then more recently, she started digging into whether I'm lonely. And I said, gosh, no, I have a good life. I have so much fun. I have so many friends. I go out, I travel. And she said, but you could be lonely in a crowd of people. Now that made me question so many things. And I decided to make this video because I think it's important to tell others out there that it's okay to feel sad and lonely and all that, because we're human beings. So this is why I thought I should make this video and talk about the fact that someone from the outside who looks so normal and happy could be lonely and sad. I mean, the the little strange thing here is that I didn't know that I was lonely or sad, but after the shrink dug it out of me, I realized that she's right. I am a little lonely and I am a little sad. And it's because my relationships didn't work. I was hoping to be settled and married and not have kids, because I've gone past that age where I want kids, but just a steady relationship and normal life, as normal as in the average life. But the point is that you could be unaware of how you feel, or you may be aware but you're too scared to admit it, or you are too scared to talk about it to your friends. And that was, I think, something I didn't really know, that I was feeling lonely or that I was sad. But I'm now talking to my therapist and I'm talking to my friends. The first thing I did was I went through my group of friends and tried to figure out which ones of those are my real true friends, the ones that I could talk to and say, guys, I am sad, I'm lonely, or I'm depressed, or whatever. And then I cut out the rest, because I had a massive social circle, but a large majority of them weren't true friends. And then I guess now I'm going through that phase where I am accepting various things about my personality, and I've come to realize that when I'm sad, I give myself presents and I buy these cars or other things that give me some momentary happiness and some excitement, but there's no long-term benefit. There is no longevity, and I guess it's because of the sadness and the lack of love that I wanted. I know from my past experience that for me, love was when someone buys you presents. And I've done that with my partners, where when I wanted to show them love, I would buy them presents. And I do that for myself. So when I feel lonely, I feel sad, I go and buy myself something which just gives me a little bit of happiness, but it doesn't give me long-term happiness. I'm sure most of you will think, yeah, he's stating the obvious, and we all know that. But there are people out there who may watch this video and benefit from it, because they might be going through the same kind of life that I have lived through and not known what I miss or need or want. And I didn't know that I wanted a personal connection with someone, because I didn't even know what a personal connection was. I never had it as a child. I didn't grow up with it. So, but with the help of my shrink, I'm working through this. I think if you can afford it and if you can spare some time, it's very, very important to get a counselor or a shrink for 3 months at least. We invest so much time and money in everything, clothes and shoes and houses and furniture, and this is ourselves that we completely ignore. And I think it's quite important that if you can, you should talk to someone and hope you have good friends that you can surround yourself with, who can be there for you and you can open up and talk to them. I grew up in a family where everything was very civil and superficial, and we talked about the weather and lovely things and had tea and didn't really discuss anything serious. It was always just stiff upper lip, keep it quiet, deal with it inside. So yeah, I thought I should make a video and let people know that it's okay. It's okay to be vulnerable, it's okay to be sad, it's okay to be depressed because we're all humans.